Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Suleiman Steele. This is The Late Shift. You there, I'm here. It is Friday. We're about to get it on. It's going to be a great show. I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to be doing the show. Episode 7. We are on a roll, man. We are on a roll. We are not going to stop till the penny drop. Hey! So, let's kick this thing off. Quick, fast, simple, ready to go. Let's get it out the way. The Russia indictments. We've seen it. It happened. Robert Mueller, you beauty. So 13 Russians have been indicted for the what's the thing? I can't remember now. I'm so excited that the words aren't even coming out of my mouth. In the meddling in the presidential-elect 2016 election. This was actually announced through Facebook, which was weird because one of the CEOs or those, one of the bigwigs at Facebook, Rob Goldman, basically confirmed it, right? He said that Facebook did see evidence of the Russian ads. They saw it in terms of trying to waver people's decisions, talking negative about Hillary, this, that, and the other. 13 were indicted. Facebook comes out and says it happened after the 2016 election. Now, this is my thing. There's a whole bunch of confusion going on here. There is just way too much. On one hand, you have Facebook saying it happened after the 2016 election. Then you have the presidency saying, no, it happened, but it didn't happen. What the heck is going on here, people? We had Sarah Huckabee Sanders the other day come out and say, yes, it did happen. Yes, Donald Trump did speak about it. No, there was no meddling. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. We saw Twitter also pull thousands and thousands and millions of accounts. I mean, millions of fake Russian bot accounts on Twitter. Removed, gone and dusted. They called it the Twitter lockout. Perfect. And it's crazy because that's the one platform that people have moved away from. Everybody dislikes Twitter for what it is. But the truth is, that's probably one of the places where there's a lot going on. The community on Twitter is absolutely insane. It's madness. There's good, there's bad, there's the ugly. But at the end of the day, you know what, people? This is what's going to take place. We're seeing it every single day now, right? On social media. We all see crazy ads and this and that and this and the other. The crazy thing is that how many people actually believe users whose name is IHateFreedom@gmail.com. You're really going to believe that guy? You're really going to believe that? If you believe that person, you are the problem, not social media. Because that's one of the things I've been seeing a lot of. Social media is the issue here. When the truth is that it's not, it's people. Yet again, humanity has found a way to screw something up. That's just what we do. Right? That is how we work, people. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to see it. This is it's an awesome thing to see the indictments take place. Donald Trump thinks that this vindicates him, but it doesn't, because do you not know how an investigation works? You need to be investigated more. You still need to be questioned, which you said you're willing to do. You did say you were willing to speak to Robert Mueller. You tweeted it that you are willing to speak to Mr. Mueller. Now, when is that going to happen? Give us a time frame, please, Donald. We'd like to see it. Thank you very much. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm going to put the SONA reply and the budget speech in one, because, they were both extremely entertaining. The State of the Nation address took place last week, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I was extremely happy with what was said. I really was. I was quite surprised. So, Ramaphosa, you are on the cusp of turning me. Not to vote for the ANC, but to believe that you could be the guy to lead this country into the next phase of where we need to be. As I said last week, people, this is our fourth democratic president. Our fourth democratic president of this beautiful nation we call South Africa. We have to give him a chance. But obviously, Musi was like, nah, I want to give him a chance, stuff that guy. I'm going to shit on what he just said. I don't understand that guy. I honestly, truly do not get Musi Maimane. I'm super confused by him. I would love to see what's going to happen with him, because I'm really seeing a lot of DA voters turning away from him. And I'm basing this off Twitter. Every day Musi puts out something ridiculous and radical on Twitter, and he gets backlash from it. Now, one thing I would love to see is him communicating with the people. It's there, people. This is one way, and it's crazy that I'm having to give social media tips to people like that. But those are your constituents. Those are the people who you could have voting for you next year. So why not speak to them? Speak to them openly. Let us see your cards. You like to speak about transparency and this and that. You use your big fancy words, but transparency is not a big fancy word. You know what I mean. But you're not being transparent here. But you should know, you weren't transparent about that. You're actually pretty damn shady. Come on, sir. What's going on? Budget speech. Minister Gigaba, we gonna be alright. We gonna be. Bro, I see you. I saw that move. That was it was a clever move. The only problem is that you missed the mark. You tried to, and you said it. I'm quoting the poet Kendrick Lamar. And I understand. You are trying to appeal to the youth. Brilliant move. Very clever. But that was the highlight of your speech amongst the youth community on Twitter. Everybody was talking about the fact that you quoted Kendrick Lamar. That was the highlight. How can that be a highlight? I don't understand. So what I have to now do is I have to do your job for you. I have to tell people the highlights, okay? So here we go, people, the highlights. VAT goes up by 1% to 15%. Syntax, obviously, as always, goes up. So that's booze, that's cigarettes, goes up. Petrol going up. They are basically working on something to create free education from tertiary and upwards, which is awesome. I really like that. It's a massive budget. I think it's somewhere in the region of 30 billion. I may be wrong. I know that they're allocating 2 billion to small businesses, which is also fantastic to see. But the question continuously keeps remaining. How transparent will this be? What will we actually see from this? Like, will we actually see growth, or are we going to see continued finesses of who we are as the South African citizens, right? That's the one thing that I really grappled with a lot this week, and I got into a lot of conversations on Twitter about this, because one of the main talking points has been the land reform. So basically giving the land back to people and families that land was taken from during the apartheid regime. Now, I don't disagree with that. I fully support it and I endorse it. So, for example, the same way as America was able to be trialed, I think, or something along those lines. I may be wrong. I didn't fact check this one because this just came off the brain right now. I just thought about it. When they were able to be charged for crimes against humanity for slavery, I think it was. I might be wrong. But it's something along those lines here with this land reform situation. The only difference is that I feel like South Africans are going, and black South Africans are going, give us the land back, and that's it. I don't know where, this has become such a grey area here in South Africa, and this is one of the things that really causes the tension within the races, is that obviously you have black people going, give us our land back, and you have white people saying, we never took your land. Okay, but your grandfather's father, it happened, okay, it happened. But how do we come together and fix the problem? Solutions, people, is what we need here. That's what we need. We don't need any more farmer killings. We don't need that. That is not helping the company. It's not helping the country. It's really not. We need a solution that says, okay, so this land was taken from you. This land is currently being used for, I don't know, farming corn, for example, maize. You get 60%, they continue to run the farm. I don't know what the system is because I'm not in government. You are supposed to be telling us what the way forward is. Cyril said that it's going to be a slow, gradual process. I get that, and I'm with him on that. I just want it to be a safe process because I don't want this. The things that you see on Twitter is extremely disgusting. You see people saying things like, yeah, that's why all the whites are leaving South Africa. And then you have the black people saying, yeah, they must full-time. We're going to give them money to also leave. Come on, guys. Are you kidding me right now? Like, honestly, that's what we're still doing here. we're still doing that nonsense. Like, it's 2018. I 1000% understand. I am a black person. I'm a black man in South Africa. I get it. Being a black man in South Africa can be hard. It must be even harder being a black woman. It must be, I can't speak for the others, but I can speak for myself and I can speak on myself. This is difficult, but we have to start communicating. We have to start communicating better. We have to start communicating honestly and openly. Have the conversations. That's how we break down this. We break down these things by doing this. We don't want to have a race war in this country. We've already been there. We have been there, people. You want to do that again? Has this land, this beautiful land of ours, has it not seen enough bloodshed? Like, come on, we need to sit down, bring the people together. And you know what? For me, I'm gonna move on to a topic very quickly that I really, really love, and I'm so happy that I actually found it because it fits in really nicely with what I'm talking about here. I don't know if you guys heard about the Cape Town City mascot, this little boy named Mateo. I think he's 7 years old. And this kid goes everywhere with the team. He's in the locker room, he dances with the team, he sings with the team, he's just everything, and obviously became an internet sensation. You might be asking why. Well, because he is white. He's a white boy who loves the PSL. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of, firstly, the way it was reported by the Sowetan. I didn't like that. Because you know what the one thing is, and I feel this way, and I may be wrong, is that kid is not seeing race. He's not seeing black people. What he's seeing is a sport that he loves, a culture that he loves, and he just wants to be a part of it. He wants to sing and dance and watch his favorite team do their thing, right? But we want to put labels on it so that we can justify it to this little kid and say, hey kid, you white. How can you be doing those black moves? How can you be singing those black songs? Come on. Come on. This is what we're gonna do. This is for me how I feel we break down things by changing the manner in which we speak. If we say this kid who loves, hey, cool, leave it at that. Don't put a label on it like that. Do you like when people put labels on you? You don't like it. So to that journalist who wrote that, you gotta take an L for that. Sorry, I didn't appreciate it, man. It sucked. Moving on. Yeah. So I think it's like 3 or 4 hashtags. Yeah, that I've got here for the kids from Parklands in Florida. We have Will America Choose, which was basically a piece that was run by the New York Times, where they spoke about, will America choose between saving their children or guns? Holy shitballs. What? How did we get to this point? And what's super crazy, and black people in America could attest to what I'm about to say next, and I'm talking about underprivileged black people. They go to school and there's metal detectors. There's metal detectors in their school. I'm not wrong. This is a fact. There are metal detectors in black schools. Why? Because we shoot black kids, they shoot each other up, gang violence and all that jazz. But where most of the shooting taking place, people, there needs to be a better understanding of what the hell is going on here. We can't be in a situation, and this is not, this is something, I don't care if you say, I don't live in America, this is not my problem, blah, blah, blah. No, this is a world issue. This is a world problem because these are children. When children are involved, I believe it's a world issue. That's just my take. I really don't care what you have to say. I'll speak on anything that has to do with any bad shit that's happening to any child anywhere in the freaking world. This is the stuff that we see. What did we see in Denmark? They were going to ban the woman from wearing the burqa. Little girls can't be proud of their heritage. That's what you kind of push it. That's what you actually push it. We have little black girls who go to school and get told that they can't have their hair like that. I've seen that happen in my own damn country. Is that what we're gonna do here? This is what we're doing to children? Like honestly, like Alright, so will America choose Never Again, March for Our Lives? For me, that was probably the one that stung me the most. At March 24th, the kids will be marching for their freaking lives. It's that simple. You know, we got to see them yesterday at the CNN town hall meeting. Senator Marco Rubio was there. He spoke, or he didn't really speak, but he got asked some questions, some tough questions. One of the questions was, will he stop taking funding from the NRA? Marco Rubio's response was, I will continue to take funding from anybody who supports my agenda. The word like that, you see the word agenda, it's never a good thing in these type of contexts, Marco. Just saying. You know, this is what the problem is. There's too much money in politics. We're seeing it in South Africa. The people of South Africa are having to pay more because of things that happened in the past. And this is what's happening with these kids. Stupid gun laws that were made in the past are affecting today. No child should feel unsafe at school. We saw the kid in, hold on for 2 seconds for me, Jacksonville Middle School, who accidentally shot himself at school because he took a gun to school so that he could protect himself in case there was a shooter. Now they're talking about giving guns to teachers. How do you put out a fire? By adding more fire to it? By adding petrol to it? No, you don't, you dumbasses. You put more, come on. This doesn't make sense. In Florida, they actually cut it down. They shot the kids, but they shut down a bill to have stricter gun laws. I think a few days after the Parkland school shooting, they turned it down. They said no, didn't pass the bill. I don't get it. How many more lives need to be lost because of senseless gun violence in America? In the world, actually. In the world, how many more lives need to be lost because of senseless bullshit? That's the world we live in, alright? We live in a world where senseless things take place and nobody says anything. No, like it's just one of those things that you kind of have to just deal with, right? A lot of people were very supportive of Marco Rubio, basically saying, hey man, listen, at least he went. At least he stood up. No, you are the senator of Florida. You have no choice but to be there. These are the people you serve. See, that's the one problem that we have here. All politicians, world freaking wide, have forgotten they serve the people. The people do not serve them. They serve us. And the one thing they've forgotten about is service. They don't know how to serve. They know how to serve themselves. They know how to serve their friends. They know how to serve major corporations. That's how they know how to serve. The NRA, for example. That's what they know how to do. Right? Right? Honestly, this is what's happening. Lives are being lost. The poor continue to suffer. And no leaders in this world of ours are putting their hands up and saying, hey, this is not good. So you know what's going to happen? The people of Earth, of every country, the way these kids in Parkland, I mean, you saw all those kids walk out, I think it was 2 days ago, they all walked out of class, they walked out of school, they marched to their districts, they went, kids marched on the White House, they went to have their freaking voices heard, said, we're not here for a fight, we just here so you can see us, so you can see what's going on. Fees must fall. We saw what those kids did, man. What those kids did was impeccable. That was a game changer for me. That was a massive, massive game changer. That was actually the day I said, I was like, you know what? I want to be involved in more of these things. More. No violence. But I want people, you must know what's happening. You must know what's taking place. These politicians must know that they serve us, we do not serve them. They need to answer to us. We do not need to answer to them. Now, people. Moving on. The Dallas Mavericks, I don't know if you guys heard this story, trended on Twitter for quite some time this week. More sexual abuse allegations from men in power. I'm not going to mention the man's name because I really don't care about him. Because he's a disgusting pervert. Like all of the disgusting perverts who have been, not accused. I kind of feel like accused means it's innocent until proven guilty. But when there's a string of women, when there's a list of women who have come forward and said that, yes, this is what took place. There's women at the Dallas Mavericks who left their jobs because they couldn't work in that hostile environment anymore. That's the world we live in. That's the company cultures that get pushed worldwide. Men in power abusing it for their own satisfaction because they can. Because nobody is standing up to them. It's a clique of men, rich men, who keep each other safe. Not one of them comes forward and keeps each other accountable. This is the world we live in, right? This is what men of today are teaching our sons and our sons' sons. This is what we're passing on. This is what we're teaching our daughters. Our daughters, this is how it's supposed to be. This is why I'm so happy about the Me Too movement. Time's Up movement. This shit needs to end, man. Have you not noticed there are too many movements happening for there not to be a shift in human culture? And a lot of that is taking place on social media. A lot of it. A lot of people coming forward, saying certain things. This is just my plea to men. All walks of life. Rich, poor, whatever it is. You have no right to any woman. No right. You need to know that. Because I think we started to think we can do whatever we want. And we're not being held accountable. But time's up for that shit. Moving on. Oh, man. Whew. Something a little bit more lighthearted. Yeah. Wakanda Flex. Black Panther crushed it. All the records. I haven't seen it yet. I'm extremely bummed with myself, but social media has been a buzz with what is going on. Black Panther has shattered it all. This is it's beautiful to see. I haven't even watched the movie, but I feel like I have because it's just so amazing to see how excited people are by this. All races, everybody's pumped. Have you not? You see the things that bring us all together, the things that can bring people together. God damn it, man, it's amazing. But then we forget about it in a month when something stupid happens. But we're not going down that path, I promise that. Black Panther killed it. It's been amazing. You know, we got to see. One thing I loved is getting to see people in their outfits, their traditional African attire, all around the world. It took place. It was amazing to see, and of course, Africans took the time to complain about that as well. How dare they wear those clothes? They are not from that tribe. They don't know those traditions. They don't. I understand that, guys. I really do. But do you think that all those people in Black Panther understood the traditions of African culture? I don't think so. I don't think they did. Come on, guys. Let's just celebrate. Let's celebrate something good. An all-black cast. Majority all-black cast. #1 movie in the world. #1 soundtrack by TDE, Kendrick Lamar. We gonna be alright. Done. He said it. They're gonna be alright. #1 album. Let's celebrate that, man. Let's not knock these things down. There's enough crap in the world going on. If you're gonna get on social media and talk nonsense about Black Panther, you need to look in the damn mirror. There's something wrong with you. You're a crazy person. Okay? Damn it. Back to Cyril, my main man. I can't believe that I'm saying he's my main man. It's, you know, you can, there's footage of it. I think it was episode 5. He wasn't my man. Now he's my man. My guy. Yeah. The hashtag Tummy Must Fall. That was pretty cool to see. I think he goes running every morning. And he's encouraged more people to do it. He's encouraged more people to go running, get healthy, find your thing, but just be healthy, you know, take care of yourself. And I think that's an important message. That's a great thing to see from a president. You know, we got to see that, for example, from Michelle Obama. Obviously, Barack championed it as well, but we got to see that. You know, we get to see that with Macron, the French president. We get to see that. You know, so we get to see a lot of different presidents doing it. Never seen it happen in South Africa, obviously. But it's great. It's really great to see what he's pushing. I like it. I'm a big fan. Obviously, there's naysayers because there's naysayers by everywhere. This is social media. You know, I think that's one thing we need to get over here. Your issue is that you don't go on social media, you don't interact with it because there's a lot of negativity on it. You don't pass the there's a lot of negativity in the real world. In your real life, there's negative people, but you still hang out with them. You can't unfollow that person. You can't block that person. You could, but you don't. So stop bitching about social media, you damn crazy person. Moving on. This was a doozy, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys watched the NBA All-Star Weekend. Happened last weekend. Team LeBron versus Team Steph. Team LeBron took it. Shout out to the King. Yeah, that was a cool game to watch. It was really fun. It was actually a lot more intense than I thought it was. I mean, usually All-Star games are a lot more, you know, you see a lot more tricks and stuff, but this one was very competitive, you know, which is great to see. But I'm not talking about the NBA All-Star game here. I'm here to talk about Burgerlicious. Burgerlicious. Fergie. Oh man, that national anthem. Oh man. Oh Lord, have mercy on our souls. You know, there's always, I feel, you know, anytime somebody tries to sort of add their own twist to a national anthem or redo it in a different way, I think she tried to do it in a jazz way or something like that. Man, that thing just went awry, bro. Like, that went left. She came out, she apologized. She didn't have to apologize for it. She came out, she said she tried her best. And I applaud that. Look, you did try your best. You came and you sang the national anthem. That must be pressure. Right? Singing any national anthem of any country must be mad pressure. It must be very, very difficult to come out and do that. You came out, you did it. It kind of fell. And it made people question you as a singer. That's not what we want to see. We all know Fergie can sing, right? My hums, my lovely lady lumps. Come on. You love them lady lumps, and you love that song. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. You loved that song when it was out. So, yeah. I think my little tip there is brand, business, individual. If you know that something is a little bit too risky for you, probably don't do it. Just don't. Because, yeah. But I applaud Fergie. You took on a challenge. Tried your best. And I applaud that. That's all I can really do. Thank you, Fergie. Appreciate it, girl. Have a good time. Moving on. Last topic, actually, before we get into the hashtag game. The last topic is Blac Chyna. I don't know if you guys know Blac Chyna. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Blac Chyna. The reason I'm speaking about Blac Chyna is because there was a sex tape leaked of her. I think it was leaked on Twitter. I think everything gets leaked on Twitter. Like, most stuff comes out on Twitter. Instagram actually blocked the hashtag Blac Chyna for like 2 days or something like that. You couldn't find, like, you couldn't view it. But Twitter, as always, hooked it up. Yeah, I think, you know, the main thing here is people don't record your intimate moments. Just don't record your intimate moments, because when your intimate moments do come out, as they do, if you're a celebrity, Obviously, if you're not a celebrity, you wouldn't release it. But if you're a celebrity, you should be paying attention. I don't know what type of move this was. If this was a move by Blac Chyna to get some money, if this was a move by the person, the gentleman in the video to get back at her, I don't know. But one thing this is now the second time Blac Chyna's been involved in revenge porn. Second time, Rob Kardashian did it to her, and now this. A lot of people have said she's a stripper, that's going to happen, but no, we cannot condone these type of things, guys. This is what we sit and we condone it. Oh, she's a stripper, that's what's going to happen. No. She still deserves to be respected. She still deserves to be respected as a woman and as a mother. She deserves to be respected. Now you might say, but she doesn't respect herself. You don't know her. Unless Blac Chyna comes to me and says, I don't respect myself, cool. But what we see online is not a depiction of who this person really is. That's what we need to do. We need to start separating social from reality. But there's a point where we can combine social and reality. The problem is that we spend too much time judging. That's our whole goal, is judge others. By you judging Blac Chyna, how does that improve your life? You know, my main thing here is I'm just sick and tired of seeing what's happening to women, man. Every single day there's a new sexual allegation against some CEO or whatever who resigns, and that's it. No charges laid against them. For me, I have a mother, I have a sister, I have a grandmother, I have nieces, I have cousins, female. And, I want to speak on, for example, my nieces. I have 3 beautiful, beautiful young nieces. And I don't want them to be in a world like this. I want them to be brought up in a world like this, where men think that they can use their power to get whatever they want. Where they can hold their power over women's heads to get whatever they want in the workplace. Or in school. Bullying. We've seen it. Bullying at school. Me and Jock spoke about it this week. The suicide rate has gone up amongst teenagers because of bullying. Obviously, bullying has moved from face-to-face at school, now it's moved online. We blame social media, okay? I'll sit here with you on that one. But at the same time, why aren't you teaching your kids to be tougher? Not like that, but just gaining self-worth and self-understanding and self-belief. I saw a beautiful, beautiful post on Instagram the other day. This little girl went to school and she got told that her hair, little black girl, she got told that her hair was incorrect for school. She cried and she left school because her hair didn't look like the other girls. Predominantly white school. She came home, told her mother the story. Her mother explained to her, "You're beautiful beyond measure. Your hair is your crown. Wear it with pride." Next day, the little girl went back to school, told them what her mother said, and wore it with pride. That is teaching your kids how to deal with these people. That is how you deal with bullies. You don't deal with bullies by bullying them back. You just stand up for yourself. Parents who bullies, you guys need to figure that out. Because you're probably bullying your kids at home. That's why they're bullying people outside. It's a cycle. A lot of this stuff is cycles. It comes from somewhere. It stems from somewhere, a learned behavior. I don't want to see the suicide rate increase anymore amongst children because of bullying. Especially online. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it in the real world. I don't want to see women feel, I don't want to live in a world where women feel unsafe to go to work, feel unsafe to walk in the streets, in malls. Honestly, man, when did we become such savages? When did we go back to caveman behavior and think that women are our property? I see it on social media all the time. And I'm somebody who actually, sometimes I also say some dumb shit about women online. I shouldn't. I'm trying to change. I really and truly am trying to change that behavior. The only way I can change it is by doing it, stopping it, speaking up on it. This is me speaking up on it. I'm owning the space, I'm owning the fact that I messed up. I don't want to keep messing up. I hope that you guys take this somewhat seriously, man. Care, don't care. Those of you who do, let's come together and make a change, man. Let's make this world a better place for our kids, their kids. The hashtag game. Oh, this week's one. Yet another doozy. Yet another fun hashtag game. I really enjoyed this one. This one this week is the hashtag furniture a movie. Meaning, turn a movie title into a furniture. Add furniture to a movie title. Let's kick it off. Jurassic Park's bench. Dead stool. That one's, yeah. Couching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Sophie's Choice. From Desk Till Dawn. Snakes in a Wardrobe. That one finished me because I literally just imagined Samuel L. Jackson saying, "There's too many bugger snakes in this wardrobe." That would have just broken me. The end table strikes back. You know the feeling when the end table strikes back. We've all walked into the end of a table with your baby toe. You know that feeling. You know, you stub your baby toe and it literally, you see your life flash before you. You think about that girl. Yeah, man. The end table strikes back. I get it. The Dark Nightstand. Take that one. Silence of the Lambs. Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Late Show live from Bogoshoot headquarters in Four Ways. I am your host, Suleiman Steele. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next week. Have a great week, people. Enjoy social media. Celebrate that beauty. Knock down the trolls. Knock down the negativity. And let's all live positive. Let's get it. Happy Friday.